Hello, everybody. Hello, John. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Daniel. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks to the Lord. Hello, listeners. Thank you for joining us to another great episode with DB Talk Show. John and I are going to have always wonderful topic today, as we mentioned about anxiety and depression. John, you can say something to our listeners tonight and go quick to our topic for this
Sure.
moment.
So, when we think about anxiety and depression, we often feel powerless and we don't know where to turn. Sometimes that can be Xing the Lord out because we feel that we just can't handle things. Depression also happens when we get separated from the Lord. And it just happens sometimes because of circumstances beyond our control. Tonight, we're going to talk about some different ways that you can conquer anxiety and depression and get control of it. A very, very important topic that I think a lot of people,
Yes.
don't really understand. There is a better way to live your life. And the first point I want to point out is to set your sights. Anxiety and depression often fill our minds with potential problems and feared failures, as though we're victims of a circumstance. Start to turn the tables. Decide first thing now in the morning when you get up or at night what kind of day or evening you're going to have. What thoughts will you cultivate? How will you find joy in the moment? Who will you love? What quality of presence will you bring to any challenges you meet? You are the author of your days. Decide what is worthy of your energy and attention. This is very key, ladies and gentlemen. Worry versus problem solving. Worrying is repetitive, it's unproductive, but it can often feel like you're working through the problems. They always say that, with a worry, 9 out of 10 problems often fall into a ditch before the problems actually even happen. And the one problem that might result might be nothing compared to what you imagined it to be. Real problem solving, in contrast, is a focused way of finding solutions. When you're worrying today, figure out whether there's an actual problem to solve, or if your mind is simply spinning its wheels for no reason. Then, aim to redirect your mental energy toward productive problem solving. Reach deep inside yourself and find strength. When you find yourself hoping for an easy, problem free day, shift your focus to how you'll respond. Say to yourself, may I find strength to meet every challenge. May I find courage to face whatever comes my way. May I find grace in all I do. Problems, unfortunately, are inevitable. How you handle them is up to you and what shapes the character of who you are and will become. Define your best life. When you're tempted to avoid something today because of an anxiety or a fear, ask yourself what kind of life you want to have lived. One defined by fear and avoidance, or one where you played it safe, even when it meant missing out on things you cared about, or a life of defying fear and inertia to do what mattered to you. Plan to take one action today that your future self will thank you for tomorrow. Take the wheel. Emotions are noisy passengers, directing you to avoid anything that makes you anxious or that seems overwhelming. Careful, don't go
Mhm.
there. Watch out. Consider today whether you want avoiding difficult feelings to be the top priority in your life. Is there something more important to you than being emotionally comfortable? If so, steer your life in that direction and let your feelings come
Yes.
along for the ride. This is
Correct.
something I think a lot of people miss because they get so wrapped up in emotions.
Yes.
And this is why I tell people, when you make a decision, you
Hmm.
can't make a decision based on emotions.
Of course not.
You have to make a decision based on logic, based on
Logic.
facts. Because
Correct.
when we make decisions based on emotion, they're impulse related.
Yes.
And oftentimes they're not going to be what we really want later. They're a
Yes.
facade, what we think we want. Like the candy in the store that we think we want that we don't need, but we always buy it because it's on the way out and it's
Mm-hmm.
an impulse buy. But we really don't need that. So we have to ask ourselves, do we really need that candy
Yes.
bar? Do we really need to make this
Correct.
decision? And how do we
Correct.
do that? By separating our emotions. I think that's the real key.
Muches.
So take that
Definitely.
wheel, and if you steer your life in that direction, your feelings will come along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
Let them come.
Perfect.
But remember,
Yes.
it's all about you and the control of who you are. And that comes from
Perfect.
logic. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that love always conquers fear. Love and
Perfect.
fear are opposing forces. As one grows, the other shrinks. When you're feeling
Okay.
anxious or down today, ask yourself, how can I show love to someone else? Look for opportunities to meet the need of those around you, even in
Yes.
ways they aren't expecting. Focus on the act of loving rather than waiting to feel loving and see what happens. Let that love be the antidote to any fear that you might be encountering.
Man, thank you, John, for all the interaction about that wonderful topic. I can tell everybody that this topic tonight is a real reality that many people is facing today. Whoever you are, days anxieties everywhere, and depression everywhere. I was victim of that when I was in my 19 years old. I was depressed, and I got anxiety because of many problems I had. I didn't know how to cope with them, and in that moment I was, you know, without any support because my mom left me when I was 16 years old, and I have to face life by myself, start working early and go to school at night. And that was a big challenge for me. And understand how people, for the time being, can experience anxiety and depression. Different ways. It is a tough situations that we need to know how to overcome them and to cope with them. And as John mentioned, that we need about love conquers fear. And then when you think about loving, we don't see ourselves. And I believe that most of the time, depression comes when we focus too much on ourselves. And I explained that myself. When I say that's my problem, that's my problem. Sometimes you can live a life, you can find something to do to get some money, and then you just focus yourself, say, okay, I get the way to make some money, and then you have big dreams, big visions, big goals, and then you cannot realize them. You start worrying and have anxieties, and sometimes depression comes. But when you get love, you say, okay, there's someone that in deepest need than me. I can wake up in the morning, I can go to work, I can get some food on my table, even if I cannot realize my dreams. But there is someone out there cannot eat in the morning. And then when I've stopped thinking about myself, and I can see that person that cannot even buy, a loaf of bread, and I say, Lord, thank you. And then I'm stop thinking on my own situation, and I reach out to that person, and that's why love comes first now. Then when you love people, you care for the needs of others. You don't spend too much time on pity of yourself because you can see someone else out there needed the most. And that's why John mentioned love conquers fear, and that's very important. Now, love and fear are opposing forces as one grows. And then we need to understand that when we love, we see action step, you know, to go to other person and to give him a hand. And then I can say now, people say, okay, I cannot realize what I want, what my goals now. But look to the Middle East. Many people are dying. Many people are dying innocently, children. And they can say, okay, now if you can think about those people, you're going to think less about yourself. You can get a freedom inside. Say, Lord, thank you. I'm not living in that area where I'm staying in my house and a bomb comes up and strike me and kill all my family. There's one reason we can overcome depression and anxiety when you stop thinking less of yourself and think also about others' needs. That can give you a change to get less anxiety about yourself. Focus more on the needs of others. If you cannot do something, I'll just always pray for them. So Lord, thank you. And be with them where they are. If you see your neighbors, those children cannot go to school. If you can help them, just help. If you cannot help, say, Lord, provide for that family that the children cannot go to school. But your children can go to school. You can either say, I need my children to go to a better school. I need to live a better country. I live to have a better position. You're not grateful for what you already have. That's what depression, anxiety comes from. When you stop thinking about what you have, you focus about what you don't have, and that gives you depression. You start see other people make a better life than you do, and then you stop focusing on your own life. You say, I wish to be like that person. I wish to drive that car he's driving. I wish to have his position. And you battle with your mind, and anxiety comes. You see yourself, in a desperate way that you're not. And then the seventh way we have to do now, change the conversation. Anxiety and depression often makes themselves the center of attention. Leading us to ask questions like, why do I feel so depressed? How can I stop feeling anxious? You know, you can say also, when you are struggling emotionally today, ask a different question. What tax needs my attention right now? What I can do right now? Many people, when you feel anxious, they go out in a non-profit organization to serve. They do something anyway. Ask a different question. What tax needs my attention right now? What I can do right now? You just thinking too much about what you cannot do. Now focus something you can do right now. You cannot change the situations. You cannot change anything that happening to you right now. What you can change, you can change something. It can be a solution to someone's problem. Your problem could be $1,000, but there's someone that need $100. There's someone that need $50. But if you start meeting those people needs, God will help you to meet your problem that needs 1,200 to $400 right now. Then that's very important. And then there's something you can do. Then we direct your energy toward doing what needs to be done. Something we don't do things that need to be done. You focus things you cannot do. Allowing your feelings to exist in the background. I would say, if you cannot change things around you, change yourself. Change the way you're thinking. Change your thinking. Change your emotions. Change the way you come in your mind, because your mind sometimes is your enemy. The thing you're thinking is the one that very disturbing your nerve. Take something different. Change the channel. The eight ways you have to do: face your fears. What is your fear today? What is your fear tonight? What is your
Mhm.
fear? You have to face your fears. I always say, I remember I say to my son, he is afraid of darkness. One day I turn off the light and I say, don't be afraid of the darkness anymore. Face your fear. I let him go to the darkness womb. And I say, don't be afraid. There's nothing in that womb. Only your fear that stop you to enter to that darkest womb. And then he just listened to my voice and he enter. For the time forth, my son not afraid of darkness anymore. Because I challenge him to face his fears. And then avoiding the things that make you uncomfortable strengthens your fears and makes your words smaller. Make your world smaller. You know, the thing that make you comfortable, free from them. You know, free everything that make you uncomfortable, stresses your fears. And makes your world smaller. There's someone that will talk about you says, "Oh man, you still in the same position. You should be higher than that. You should get more money than that." People always challenge you with things that make you comfortable. Look that person. You already get this, you already get that. You still the same. Don't listen to that kind of talking. Okay, that will increase your fears. That will increase your anxieties. Don't compare yourself to anybody. It's the one thing you can do. You know, go to the place you feel comfortable. I'm not encouraging you, to be satisfied with everything. You know, Contentment is good, but you can hire for greater goals. But if you cannot realize them, take it easy. Just do what you can do. Face your fear. Accept the reality of your life. And then the best way to reduce unrealistic fears is to gradually face them. Pay attention today for signs of avoidance, like putting off a task you are not sure how to do, or taking a longer route when driving because it bypasses roads that make you nervous. Okay? Pick one action you can do today to move courageously throughout fear avoidance. Do one thing you can do to change your life today. It doesn't matter, you cannot change everything. There's something you can change. Face your fear. You have to avoid type of conversation. People talking to you, you should go there, you should already live this area, you should go to another level. Everything has its own time. You can do today. The best you can do, prepare yourself. Because the opportunity will knock at your door at any time. Your job is to prepare for opportunity. When it comes, you can be able to catch it. But if you stop thinking only about the problems, nothing will work. Think about the solution every situation you're facing yourself tonight. And then there's something you can do. Move through procrastination. Feeling behind on your to-do list can lead to stress, anxiety, and feelings overwhelmed. Pick something you have been putting off and commit to doing the first small step to it today. Don't put things you can do today. You know, if you can learn something, learn it. If you can improve yourself in your profession, if you can improve yourself in a way of your strength, do it, because the opportunity will not knock at your door in the area of your weaknesses. The opportunity will knock you something you can do better. You can do good, and is to you stop worrying about things you cannot do. Focus yourself things you can do today. If you're good at languages, keep practicing your languages. If you're good at French, you're good at English, keep practicing your English. If you're good at math, keep practicing your math.
Hmm.
If you're good in science, keep practicing your science. Anything you can do. If you're a good mechanic, do it. If you're good, if you're good, if you're a good speaker, what I can say, work on your speech. Then one day when you get into looking for a speaker, they will looking for you, because you keep working on your gift. You keep working something you can do good, and then do it better until you do it the best. Don't worry. You know, don't focus on people's success. Focus on your success. Happy for everyone that make great thing than you. Focus on yours, because everybody has their own time, your own day. You know what I'm saying? And then focus on yours. Thing you can do now, do it. This is the way you can go higher. And then for example, just gather up all the dirty clothes. For example, if you need to do laundry, getting started boost mood, lower anxiety, and makes it easier to keep working on the task. When you feel anxiety, do something you love, you're passionate about. Do something you love. For example, I love my podcast. I love to do my show. John and I, that's our passion. We don't have time to worry. We have time to see if somebody had a lot of viewers, 10,000 viewers, we have only a few viewers. That's okay. This is the time. But we're not going to give up. Anxiety, what I'm gonna do because I did my show. Nobody, push like or nobody view my show. That's okay. That's our passion. We do it. Instead of getting anxiety, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, we stop doing things that we love, stop doing things that we're passionate about, and then we have no time for anxiety. Because we believe one day, if we keep working at it, the result will come. And then I will be made to see people think that the success is not one of the day. I remember many people say, it's not the time you graduate from college, you get you get the diploma or the degree. Is you deciding to go every day to go to school, decided every day to read your book, to do your exam, to do the essay. That start your success started. But the people see the result when you get the diploma, when you get the degree, but they did not know when you started. It's the same way. Within the show today, and then after a few years, when I'm gonna be in TV one day, and I see, oh, Johnny and I is in TV, but it's not one day. It's a process. Life is a process. Maximize outdoor time. Being in nature is not to lower anxiety and boost mood. Don't stay in your home, and that's why many people where when there was the pandemic, they get anxiety because they will stay in the house. They say, when you go outside and meet the nature, that lower anxiety. Set a goal to be outside as much as possible today. Don't stay one place. Move, move, move. Visit some places. Some parks. You can meet. New people. You can be in the nature. Find any find any excuse to step outdoors, even for a few seconds. Go for a short walk. Open the mail outside. Then dine al fresco. Do something. Go out at a bar, drink some water, drink some coffee, take some wine, take your surroundings, the sky, the light, the plants, and the birds. They can talk to you. When you could listen the voice, the song of a bird in the park. That's wonderful. Feel your spirit, connect with the natural world. Focus on the experience itself, rather than on water or net is helping you feel better. Go to a park. Park is good things. You can face the nature. You can see new people enjoy. You know, Many people facing anxiety when they're stuck only in their own home. They never want to go out. Even if you work at home, Sunday when you get your days off, it could be Saturday and Sunday. Go out, leave your home, go somewhere with your friend, go somewhere with family member, do something, you know, to less, to lower your anxiety. And then 11, you have to practice kindness. Everybody, well, this is the top thing. People want others to be kind with them, but they're always stuck in the mind, And then you know that the strength is when you wake up in the morning, you lost in your world. You cannot say good morning to others. And then when that other person passed that said good morning to you, say, why is it good morning to me? Because you lost in your anxiety. You cannot see others. But when you practice kindness, carry for others is an effective way to redirect our intention. If I wake up in the morning, I could see me first. Oh, how people see my misery. People see my problems. You lose. People don't see you; they see themselves. If you could be the kind of person that can see them, you make a difference in their life. They will need you. I can tell you. If you want people to see you, to see your needs, to see your problems, you lost. Get in the mindset to see others people needs, to see other people. They'll receive you, and you will feel important to them. That's very important. And then when you will direct our attention away from a preoccupation with how we feel, when you find that you are stuck in difficult emotion today, think of something nice you could do for someone that does that make you feel good. you know if you hear someone say, man, I didn't eat since in this morning, man, I have to pay my rent. How much is the rent? Okay, I cannot give you a whole, but let me contribute to help you pay your rent, and you can feel good. Sometimes sometimes you don't have needs, you have problem. Most of your problem because of your emotion, because of psychological thinking. Many problems come because we don't have them. We think too much about things we not change. That's why I say people have money to suicide themselves. They can say, how can happen, John? People have a lot of money to suicide themselves. If
Hmm.
they have debts, nothing. It's emotions problem, psychology problem. Because they stop thinking about others. They think too much about themselves. I want people to see me. No, don't think about what people to see you. See others. When you see others, they will see you. You know what I'm saying? If you meet somebody needs, they'll be grateful to you. They will make you feel, you know, great. They'll say, I'm happy I can help that person. That's very important to take something like that. Helping people, you know, whether loved one or an acquaintance, what could brighten the day? Do some I can say something every day. Try to make someone smile. It could be a good morning with a smiling face. It could be have people drink a cup of coffee. Whatever you can do every day, get that in your motion, in your mind. How to make someone happy today? How can I do it? A simple smiling face, a simple action. Hey, can I help you with this? Okay, can you could you drink a cup of coffee with me when I pay for you? I think people good, right? And then you will feel happy today, and then you will don't have enough time to think about yourself because you make somebody happy, for the day. Allow anxiety or depressed mood to be a trigger for acts of kindness, however unexpected or even undeserved. When you think about someone, if you think how you can help someone, you will think less about your own emotional problems. Love and kindness are two keys that can help you to reduce stress, anxiety in your life.
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
we're going to see the 12 ways, the last one. How can I open to this? Listen, our listeners, difficult emotions often push us to resist reality, to close ourselves off and say no to what's happening. When you are confronted with something difficult today, ask yourself, can I open to this? Am I willing to stay with my experience? Greater peace is available when we summon the courage to face life just as it is. Brothers and sisters, my listeners, everywhere you are, face life just as it is. You fight too much with things you're gonna change. You know, do your part. That's what you need to do. Do your part. Your part. You have to do your part, but the other, live up to God. I can tell you guys, if you study, you go to school, you get a profession, you look for jobs, you get your job. Your only thing God wants you to do, manage what you have well. If you get a salary, just make your plan according to your income. That's what you have to do. Manage what you have. Do your plan with your income and prepare yourself for the better. Because when you prepare yourself for the better, it will come on your way in a moment you're not expected. Do what you can do today. And one final word. Watch out for the tendency to put off doing things until the motivation strikes you. Always suggest not waiting till you're feeling motivated to do what you care about. It's not going to be something you're eager to do. So instead, just do it anyway and then see what happens. In the end, our own goals, DB Talk Show, is to inspire each of us to live our best life. Live your best life. And then don't say, oh, I'm waiting for when I go on my vacation to enjoy my best life. Do it where you are. Wherever country you're living today, if God allow you to be in peace and secure, you're not a country of war. We're not a country where you're persecuted. that can if you get persecution that making you unhappy. We gotta allow you to be in a place of safety place, not nobody's after to kill you. Say thanks to God and live your best life. And it's so empowering when you can see for yourself that you can live your life. Live your life today. Even when you are tested by this real difficult emotions. Is I can tell you, people see for themselves that they can have difficult emotions and still function. Most of problem come from emotion, thought, not duality of life. Because the only thing you can do is enjoy what you have. Whether you have much, whether you have little, whether you have nothing, still you are breathing, there's hope. Only if you're dead, everything is over. But if you're still breathing, you get a hope that something can be changed today. Don't worry about anything. The Bible says, do not worry about anything. They give up Philippians 4, verse 6. Do not worry about anything. Everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made to God. And we have faith in God that can help you to overcome your anxiety. When you feel anxious, pray. Pray to God. Then they will release your mind to say, there's someone I can count on. God. Things I cannot do, I let up to God. But thing I can do, I do it by His grace, by His power, by His mercy. But thing I cannot do, I lift up to God. John, that's very important today. People understand anxiety is a big issue everywhere. A big issue everywhere. The problem is not facing for financial situations, not for economic, any kind of problem is from emotion. Emotion. They think too much about things they cannot do. You focus too much on things cannot do. That's where anxiety comes from. Is that okay, John? Is that okay, listeners? Stop thinking about things cannot change. If you're gonna have $1 million now, don't think about $1 million too much. Think about what you have and manage what you have. That's what you can do. And anytime, any moment, the million can come. The little you manage, the little that you have. You know.
Mhm.
What think about John? And I realize
Yeah,
many problems come from emotion thought, emotion
I
thinking.
think I think the premise that most people face is they get in a trap of anxiety. Um, the easiest way I can explain this to you, you've all had situations where, you're doing something like maybe you're leaving on a trip, right?
Hmm.
And you've got a million things to do before that trip. And they've all got to get done before you leave, right?
Hmm.
But what you do is you worry about all the things and you don't actually focus on doing anything.
Yes.
And you're taking away valuable time in your day to day life. If you take a piece of paper and you write down the things, I did that actually today before your show. I had 7 or 8 things that I had to get done. 7 are done. I have one
Hmm.
more to do. Um, and I wrote those things down. And every time I got something done, whether it was big or small, I put a line through it. And that sheet
Hmm.
actually allowed me to manage any anxiety. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got all these 10 things to do. How am I going
Hmm.
to get it done? Instead of worrying about each one, okay, let me write it down on a piece of paper. Let me celebrate
Hmm.
each one because let me just start doing it. And the other thing that I started
Hmm.
doing, which has been really helpful, uh, is something, Daniel, that has been around for, oh gosh, it's been around for, I can't remember how many years it's been around for, but it's
Hmm.
been around for a very long time. And this is a technique that can actually help you
Hmm.
get rid of your anxiety. And it has to do with time.
Hmm.
So, we all get 24 hours in a day, however you
Yes.
choose to use some to sleep, etc.
Hmm.
There's something called Pomodoro. You may or may not be familiar with Pomodoro. And Pomodoro, in this sense, is not anything you eat.
Hmm.
I'm talking about Pomodoro, the time method. So the Pomodoro was actually an Italian, and
Hmm.
Pomodoro means tomato. Okay,
Okay.
but the Pomodoro technique. was developed by Francisco Cirillo in the
Mhm.
1980s. And so they made a timer that looked like a tomato, but you could use any that you have. So the
Mhm.
idea is that you set a timer, could be your iPhone,
Mhm.
what have you, for 25 minutes, 20 to
Mhm.
25 minutes. When the timer goes off, you stop what you're doing
Mhm.
and you take a 5-minute break. You do that one more time again for 25
Mhm.
minutes. You take another 5-minute make. You do it a third time, take a 5-minute take. A fourth time. After the fourth time, you take maybe an hour break.
Mhm.
Now, why do I say this? I say this because most people, myself included, many years ago, I
Mhm.
believe that if you put more time into something, Daniel, that it
Mhm.
was going to get done quicker. But you know
Sure.
what? If you put
Mhm.
less time into something, I've learned, it gets done a lot faster.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever heard of the man who watches Night Court or these TV programs, and he's trying to do his homework, right? And he
Okay.
finds out he watches the show, which is 1 hour.
Okay.
He has homework to do. He watches the program for 4 hours.
Mhm.
That's how long it takes him to get his homework done. Now,
Okay.
if he gets his homework done without watching TV, it only takes him an hour.
Okay.
So my point is that we believe that we have to keep working. And
Okay.
I've only adopted this in the last year or two that I need to give myself rest.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about going to bed because that's important too, but I'm talking
Okay.
about the fact that I no longer want to be working 9 to 5s.
Okay.
I want to be working for 20 or 25 minutes and then
Okay.
taking a break.
Okay.
Working for 25 minutes, taking another break.
Okay.
People push themselves too hard. So
Okay.
this Pomodoro technique, as well as the other technique I showed you, can give you the tools so that you don't make your mind go crazy. Like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Just
Okay.
focus on the moment that you have.
Correct.
And when you are concentrated on doing something,
Okay.
you not only get the benefit of getting the rest, but you
Mhm.
also come back with a new set of eyes, a new perspective. And so I think the main reason that people get anxious and they get depressed is like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, I've got all that to do.
Mhm.
So a good thing to do is maybe you've got 1,000 things you have to do. Maybe it's a sorting or counting.
Mhm.
Okay, well, why don't you break that down into some
Mhm.
logical units? So if you have 1,000 things, maybe you got 1,000 envelopes to fold. So you
Okay.
take 1,000 and maybe you divide 1,000. Let's say you think that it's comfortable to do 50 or 100 a day. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll say 100. That means that I just got to put in 10 days and maybe 15 or 20 minutes each day for 10 days, and
Okay.
I've done 1,000 things. So
Okay.
the law of compound can actually help us. And if we understand that we are more efficient
Mhm.
when we focus like a laser beam, but our laser beam gets weak when we try to
Mhm.
push ourselves past that
Mhm.
25-minute mark.
Hello, that's good, John. And then your experience is very different that people spend less time to do something quicker than you spend more time to quicker. That's your experience. And then we thank you, John, for all the input about this topic tonight. That based on my own personal experience about anxiety and depression. Many people are facing depression today. Maybe you were, but not today or not. There's somebody that facing it today. Please share that live show to that person and explain to him the best way they can overcome anxiety now is to stop thinking too much about themselves, about things they cannot change. They can think about things they can do today. You can love. You, you can be kind to some people around you. You can share. You can share a little that you have if somebody needs, and you stop practicing this kind of you know attitude. The anxiety will you will lower your anxiety. You'll feel a sense of peace in your mind because you can make somebody happy. And make somebody happy, you'll be happy too. Because when you make somebody smiling, he's smiling back to you. And then you experience kind of, happiness and joyful life in your heart from the Lord. And forget to pray, because prayer is one of the best option if you're a believer can do. Then enjoy that. When you pray, your soul and spirit connect to God, and you get a sense of of peace. You say, I'm happy because you connect to the divine, and that gives your soul. Because when you get anxiety, depressed, that's your soul is depressed. Your spirit is not your body. You can be strong. You know, you can be strong. You go to the gym and you feel depressed. It's not your body. It's about your spirit and your emotions and your soul that depressed. They need something deeper than that. Make yourself happy by thinking and loving others and be kind and pray. God bless you, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Big Talk Show tonight. May God help you and go and help somebody else. Be the reason to make someone smile tonight and tomorrow and for the rest of your life. God bless you. Wonderful night. Bye bye. John,
God bless you,
thank you for
brother.
being part of our show tonight. God bless you and keep pressing. Even if
You're
we don't
welcome, and
see,
I leave you with one tip, ladies and gentlemen. You inspired me with something, and that is, if
yes.
you don't think you can solve your own problem, go help someone else, because when you help someone else, you'll actually be helping yourself indirectly. You'll
Wow.
find the solution to your own problem. If you're not good at managing time, help
Hmm.
someone else manage time, and you'll become a master at time management.
Wow. Thank you, John. The wonderful input. Everybody, do that. Go help someone. Stop thinking about yourself and share with you the little you have with someone who spend peace and joy that your anxiety cannot give to you. God bless. Go in peace and pray. God bless you more. Bye bye, everybody. Bye bye, John. Bye bye.
Bye
We
bye. Bye
dismiss the
bye. Bye bye.
show. Have a nice week. Bye bye.